my name is Libby Skalisky. I'm a poet, and my piece is titled Medicine Does Not Equal Bug Spray. I'm going to be talking about my creative method rather than reading it, just because it's a little bit lengthy. This poem is really personal, which I think fits into the theme of identity that the Salmon Creek Journal is going with this year, because I have a disease. It's not like, it can be super serious, but it really isn't. It's called Graves' disease, otherwise known as hyperthyroid. And that is actually the reason why I decided to use a butterfly as the example of the bug in my poem, because the thyroid, which is like somewhere in this in this general area, I think, is where doctors feel me up whenever they're looking for it, is shaped kind of like a butterfly. And that's why I also put it on my neck, because of, the disease. And I actually wrote this poem 2 years ago in 2018. That is 2 years after I graduated high school and a year before I started attending WSUV. It was in the middle of a couple years that I like to call just like the nothing of my life, because I wasn't doing anything except waking up and going to work at a dead-end retail job. No offense to those who work there, they're great. But it felt like a lot of nothing no matter what I did, and no matter where I went, my disease always felt like an excuse, which is also why I ended the poem with some of those words. I don't like to, and I don't use my disease as an excuse, because it doesn't feel right to do that, especially when a lot of it is just me, and not at all what's holding me back physically, besides maybe like walking up WSUV's hills, because that's all me. I am not physically fit. But it is very personal. I'm really happy it got accepted, and it just somehow really fit into this year's identity theme. That was like perfectly timed, in my opinion. Maybe those nothing years weren't for nothing. But I wrote it in the middle of that time, and I kept reworking it for a couple years now. I just sent it to a couple of my very close friends. I was like, hey, can you check this out? Maybe don't worry about it. And they were like, yeah, dude, it's good. Good job. Hey, you did something when you're doing usually nothing. And I was like, that's awesome. Thanks for letting me know. And so this poem is just kind of like a whole amalgamation of a lot of nothing that was happening to me, and it was all being forced into my brain at the same time, of just how much I felt like I was doing nothing, how I didn't listen to doctors and I don't know why, how my family kept saying that it's okay, that I have a disease, I don't have to work that hard, and I want to work hard, and I did, and I have, and I'm going to continue to do so. I just very much like this piece, and I don't really have much else to say about it. So thank you very much for reading. Thank you very much for accepting it. And I hope that I can write more that people can read in the future and maybe feel something for it, because it really just came out of me sitting in my bed in the dark, like this close to tears for a couple nights. And I think a lot of people can relate to that, especially now in these times. But thank you very much. My name is Libby Skalisky, and thank you for reading my work. Medicine Does Not Equal Bug Spray.